Rights are important for the development of personality of every individual and to be able to maintain a dignified existence in society. All democratic countries guarantee certain basic rights to all their citizens. These rights are essential for the smooth functioning of a democratic republic and also for the development of the nation. In India, there are certain fundamental rights, rather, six fundamental rights guaranteed to the Indian people. The first one, right to equality. Every citizen living in India is equal before law. The state does not discriminate between people on the basis of caste, gender, social status, religion, or place of birth. All public places such as roads, parks, markets, etc., are open to all because these places are maintained by the government, and every citizen is also entitled to equal opportunity in matters of education and employment. Untouchability has been abolished. This right to equality is present in the Constitution in the Articles 14 to 18. Next, we have the right to freedom. There are six fundamental freedoms guaranteed to all citizens of India: freedom of speech and expression, freedom to assemble peacefully without arms, freedom to form associations or unions, freedom to move freely throughout the territory of India, freedom to reside and settle in any part of India, and the freedom to practice any profession or to carry out any occupation, trade, or business. However, when we use these freedoms, we have to be careful that we do not harm other people. For example, if people do or can assemble in public places, but they should not disturb other people or cause any public disorder. The next one is the right against exploitation. Citizens cannot be forced to work against their will or without payment. The right against exploitation aims at protecting individuals against exploitation by their employers. Children below the age of 14 cannot be employed for any dangerous work in factories or mines. Trafficking of human beings is also strictly prohibited. This particular right is there in the Constitution in Articles 23 and 24. Next is the right to freedom of religion. India is a secular country. All citizens have the right to profess, practice, and propagate any religion of their choice. There shall be no discrimination on grounds of religion. The country has no official state religion. This right is given in Articles 25 to 28. Next is the cultural and educational rights. Our country is a mixture of various cultures, languages, religions, and communities. And according to the Constitution, every community has the right to preserve, protect, and develop its own culture, language, script, and art, and also to run its own institutions. This right is given in the Constitution in the Articles 29 and 30. This article or the right also states that there shall be no discrimination in granting aid to educational institutions managed by the religious or linguistic minorities. And lastly, the right to constitutional remedies, which is given in Article 32 of the Constitution. The fundamental rights are meaningless unless they are enforced or protected by the court of law. Hence, the Constitution provides the right to move the court to safeguard our other fundamental rights. In fact, this right acts as a guardian or the protector of the other fundamental rights, where in case any of our previous rights are taken away or violated, we can use this particular right to go to the court and demand justice. The right to education is a recent inclusion. The Right to Education Act 2009 in the Article 21A of the Constitution makes education a fundamental right of every Indian child between the ages of 6 and 14. It requires all privately owned schools to reserve 25% of seats for children from poor families. Next, we come to the fundamental duties. Rights and duties are two sides of the same coin. When we enjoy certain rights, we should also perform certain duties towards our nation. The 42nd Amendment Act of 1976 included the fundamental duties in the constitutions. Some of the duties cited in the Constitution are: number 1, we must respect the Constitution, national flag, and national anthem. 2, we must cherish and follow the noble ideals which inspired our struggle for freedom. Number 3, we must uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity, and integrity of the nation. We must defend the country and render national service when called upon to do so. We must promote harmony and brotherhood. We must preserve our cultural heritage and also protect and preserve the natural environment. However, there is no provision in the Constitution to enforce the fundamental duties or provide safeguards against any violation. Did you know? Originally, the right to property was also included in the fundamental rights, but with the 44th Amendment passed in 1978, this was deleted from the list of fundamental rights and was made into a legal right. Also, did you know that a constitution is referred to as bag of borrowings because it has borrowed many ideas from other constitutions across the world? Fundamental rights has been borrowed from the American Constitution, and the idea of fundamental duties was borrowed from the USSR. For more such informative videos, like, share and subscribe to the channel.